Okay, so good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Michael Palacios, and today I'll be talking about social acceptance, change of views, so moreover into acknowledging certain views that we have as people. So, right here, there's a picture of 7 skeletons. So I want you guys to take like about 20 seconds or so to analyze or think about what this can possibly mean. It could be like the starting team of a basketball team, or like the 206 bones that we have, anything at all. Or dead, yeah. So in the bottom it says black, white, gay, straight, religious, atheist, and you. So we're going to come back to this later. So, counterculture. By a show of hands, does anyone know what counterculture is? Felty. Yes.
Okay, so counterculture is a culture that goes against the norm of culture. So if the norm is gender binary of men and women, and counterculture is the gender fluid and gender queer.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, so.
It's like a taking this class in college. Fine.
Example of
Yeah, so what it is. So if you go on Google, the definition says a counterculture is a group of people whose values, norms, and behavior clash with those of a prevalent culture. So like Ms. Felty said, it's anything that goes against like normal culture or society. So culture as itself means society, and counter means against or different from what normal society is supposed to be like. So where did the term originate from? So right here, we can see is during the 1960s, during the hippie movement. So basically during this time, they were trying to promote, most of all, peace, but they also promoted the use of drugs, sex, and love, not war. So during this time, it was following the war, so they just basically tried getting to show peace and just for everything to be together and have like no conflicts at all. Yeah. So, social norms. Does anyone know what a social norm is? No? Okay. Next slide. So social norms. If you go on Google again, it says social norms or mores are the rules of behavior that are considered acceptable in a group or society. People who do not follow these norms may be shunned or suffer some kind of consequence. Norms change according to the environment or situation and may change or be modified over time. So basically, a social norm is something that is seen normal that anyone does. So these are examples. So politeness, so saying good morning, thank you, anything dealing with manners. Following a religion. So with religion, it's either if you don't follow a religion, it's basically seen as why don't you follow a religion? And most of social norms derive from a religion of what is meant to be seen as correct or incorrect. Trending clothing. So anything from Kanye to Justin Bieber to Kim Kardashian, they have all proven their self-worth and are idolized. Well, yeah. So, but with trending clothing, it's basically that's what's in style right now, what people should follow. Social media plays one of the biggest influences on what social norms are. For example, I don't know if you guys heard, but there's a story where it was 50 Cent and he was at the airport and there was this guy who was attending him who was taking his cart. And he was basically making fun of him because 50 Cent thought he was on drugs. And so it blew up in social media and everyone was criticizing the airport. Why are you going to hire someone who's on drugs? But what ended up happening was that the guy who was attending him had I believe, autism. And so basically it just blew out of proportion of what truly was what was going on. History and English. So with history, again, it's sort of with religion that follow what is supposed to be seen as correct or incorrect. We learn about in government and world history, U.S. history, the laws that have been passed. In English, can go either way. Sports is seen as something normal, from anywhere to the NBA, to MLS, MLB, hockey, anything at all. So the negativity behind social norms. So anything seen outside of the social norms is seen as a negative. People who don't follow like the status quo can be seen as freakish. There's this negative stigma that's created behind people who, again, don't follow the social norms. They're seen as outcasts and develop a condescending reputation. So, one more. So you might be thinking, what does Winnie the Pooh and his friends have to do with all of this? And as well as you can see, it's like a mother, the father, the mother, and their child. So basically it represents unity, where you feel comfortable with, and this is basically going to transition to my next point. Safe space. So I remember, I'm sure all of you guys played freeze tag, and with freeze tag there was always this one space where you ran, and you're like, no, you can't touch me because I'm safe, whatever. And then with baseball, you run to the base, you touch the diamond, you're safe. Yeah, that was good. And so basically that is what safe space is. It's where, it's basically where you feel comfortable, where you're safe, where you fit in. So if you Google what safe space is, a safe space is a place where anyone can relax and be able to fully express without fear of being made to feel uncomfortable, unwelcome, or unsafe on account of biological sex, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender, identity or expression, cultural background, religious affiliation, age, or physical or mental. So basically, safe space is anywhere you feel comfortable with. It can range from clubs, activities, cults, gangs, even ASB can be considered a safe space because this is where you feel how you can express yourself and who you are, and you're truly welcomed. So, vampirism. So, yeah, what does vampirism have to do with safe space? So, basically, with vampirism, it's groups intrigued by the way vampires have historically been portrayed through time. So people find satisfaction in drinking human blood. They follow the certain beliefs or things that have been written about vampirism by vampires. So, why have many decided to join? Well, it says people suffered as children, were alienated or isolated from families, lacked love and care, had low self-esteem, are sexually pleasured from drinking the human blood. So basically, as a child, they lacked, well, it states here, but it basically lacked the love and care or the normal life that a normal child would be seen to have. Gangs. This is MS-13, La Mara Salvatrucha. This is the Crip gang. So, I think it was Joe Friend that said last time he had a friend that joined the gang. So, with why people join gangs is because it's physical safety, it's for protection, often peer pressure, money, and a sense of family and belonging. So what I'm trying to get to here is that people, and it goes back to the one with skeletons, people are quick to judge why people do things. Even though I myself may not agree with the things they do, I acknowledge the reason why they're there and the reasons they do these things. So you don't have to accept what people do, but rather just be acknowledgeable of the fact of the reasons why they do it before judging.